Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. We are going back to 6.4 exploration videos as 7.1 is complete. So we're going to do 6.4.2 Typhoon, Static Blast and Force of Will. Now with Typhoon, whenever the defender uses a special attack, it places an ion charge on you. And at 10 ion charges, they are power burned and give you a damage. It's not lethal, so you can still play around with, so not a big deal. Next one is Static Blast, so whenever the defender is going to use a special attack, you will be power drained. And Force of Will is the defender's ability accuracy cannot be reduced by passives or any passive damage he can't take. Now keeping that in mind, the mini boss is going to be a Doc Ock with the same nodes and a couple of more. And the boss is going to be really easy Thor Ragnarok. We will go into more detail with when we go into the fights. There are different options for this path you can take. As you see on the screen, you can use power control champions, ramp up champions, champions that are immune to power drain, and some other options are also good. For example, like Ghost, also Quake, and as well as Omega Red. Power gain champions like Hyperion and Mordo can also work. Also Vision Arca, so you just stay away when you have bar of power or 2 bar of power you throw a special. You can also deal with this path in that regard as well. Apart from that, damage over time champions work really well as well. So champions like Molven, Archangel, Nick Fury, Blade are also really good options depending what kind of a defender is against you. Before we jump into the part guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really help me out a lot. Now the first fight is going to be against an invisible woman. Now with her, the best course of action is to bring in a bleed champion, and while you're at it, it's good to bring in a damage over time champion because when she will use a special, she will power drain you. But if you have a good bleed champion, you can easily kill her off very quickly. In my case, I'm just going to use Hitmonkey because he has the bleeds also that will stop her from her pausing her invisibility, and also the criticals will help out there. Moleman is also a great option as well as Nick Fury. So I would highly suggest you to go with a skilled bleeder here because not only you will get class advantage, but the bleeds is very easy to control Invisible Woman as she is very vulnerable to them. Next defender is going to be a Psylocke who is not a difficult fight at all. Her specials are very easily evadable, SP1 and SP2, just 2 swipes back and you can get them away. So it's great if you can use a ramp up champion here, or you can also use a damage over time champion. I tend to bring in champions with class advantage because I like to take all the extra advantage I can get into fights unless I have to bring in a specific champion. So because she's a mutant champion, I'm just bringing in Star-Lord, and Star-Lord is a ramp-up champion during the game. He does not need his power, so the Typhoon and Static Blast don't really bother him. All I need to do is to just bait out her specials and keep playing into her, and my a Punisher 2099 who can be really annoying. He's a metal champion, so you can bring in Magneto, but you won't be able to keep your power, so you will need to spam your special one if you're going to bring in Magneto. I like to bring in Magic and power control him because I find that their specials do a lot of block damage. So with Magic, you will notice I'm just trying to parry or re-parry so he does not throw his specials and just do 3-hit combos and block. That forces him to use a heavy attack, and I can go back and lay into him, and once I have my SP2 I can easily power lock him, and that's about it. He just dies very quick. Now he's a metal champion. There are some good options, cosmic options that you can use here. Like you can use a Venom because Venom is immune to power drain and power burn if he's fighting a tech champion. So he can, the Typhoon and the static blast will not the static blast node will not affect him. Same goes for Tyrex. If you are going against metal champions, he cannot be power drained or cannot lose power, so static blast is again useless. And same goes with Vision Arcus. So if you're looking champions that can easily gain power and work for this fight, I would suggest you to take Venom, Arcus or Tyrex. If not, you can also use a Magneto, or you can also use a Dr. Voodoo, so it's your choice guys. It's a simple and straightforward fight. Next defender is going to be a really fun She-Hulk. Now she is not at all difficult. Her specials are very easily evadable. Her SP1 and SP2 have very easy animations to evade. I would suggest you to just bring in any champion you like. You can bring in a ramp up champion, that works as well. In my case, I always like to bring in class advantage champion, so I'm gonna bring in a Hitmonkey. He will not only bleed her but also has class advantage, and all of those crits will kill her very quick. So yes guys, a bleeder or a class advantage champion or ramp up champion, any champion you like would work here. There's nothing too difficult about fighting She-Hulk as a defender. The next fight is going to be against an Iron Patriot, and I'm not sure why I'm using Colossus. Maybe probably because I want to show you different options that can be used here. But I would suggest you to bring a champion that has class advantage. And if you're going to bring in Cosmic Champion, best options are the ones that are immune to power steal or power drain and all of that. So T-Rex, Vision, Arcus, Venom and also Annihilus work really well because they cannot lose power and they can render the static blast node as not useful at all. Also, he's a metal champion, so you can bring in Magneto as well and you spam your SP1s, or you can bring in Hyperion as well and just wait for 2 powers of power and not give him any power for specials, and you can throw your SP2s and kill him off. So there's quite a few options you can use. I just brought in Colossus. I had a synergy with Omega Red, and with stacking those armor I'm going to do some big damage to him. Next up is going to be a Night Thrasher who is immune to Incinerate, so don't bring champion that is going to be an Incinerate damage over time, like Human Torch or like Sunspot or even Domino with Red Hook synergy. That won't work here. So in my case, I'm just bringing in Omega Red, who is also really an amazing option for this path because he does not use his specials for his damage. All you need to do is to stay up close to the defender and put those death spores up and then use a heavy for that degen, and once you have that degen, just build up to an SP2 if you can and then give him more spores. So Omega Red works really well for this path. Also, if you have suicides, he goes on to another level. So yes guys, pretty simple, straightforward fight. Special one is easily evadable. I like to create my distance so I can dex the last projectile. If not, push him to an SP2, that is evadable easier. So yes guys, pretty straightforward. And then we move on to the mini boss fight. That is going to be a Dr. Octopus. Now he will have all those usual nodes, that is Typhoon, Static Blast, and Force of Will. And top of that, he will also have Power Focus 2 and also Power Focus 2 and also Heavy Hitter. So his heavy attacks will not be interruptible, and he will gain 2 bars of power faster with plus 60% power gain. But after that, he will suffer for minus 60% power gain. So you need to bring a champion that can easily deal with that. In my case, I've brought in magic so I can power lock him, but this guy is very tanky, so it might take a bit long to kill him. Otherwise, you can also bring in other champions, push him to an SP2. If you bring in a tanky champion like Colossus, you can block his SP2. If not, his SP2 is quite easily evadable as well. So you can pick your choice. She-Hulk is a really good option for this fight as well. So is Magneto. You can bring in Magneto and spam SP1 because you won't be able to get SP3 because of Static Blast. Apart from that, you can also use Voodoo and power lock him. You can also bring in Venom because Venom against tech champions will not be power drained by Static Blast. Same goes with Terex, and you can also bring in Vision Arcus as well. So it's your choice, guys. What is the right champion you're gonna bring in? He's a pretty easy boss. He's just a bit tanky, so you just need to be patient to kill him off. And finally, the boss is going to be a Thor Ragnarok with Aspect of Death, Combo Shield, Power Efficiency, Prove Yourself, and Unblockable Specials. Now, with Combo Shield, the combo meter is not reset whenever you are struck by an attack. It stays up there. And Power Efficiency is the special attacks cost 50% less power. And Prove Yourself is Defender, that would be Thor Ragnarok in our case, is indestructible until you land 15 hits on him, and he can only be hit by 15 hits. After 15 hits, he will take damage. So if you get hit and you lose the 15 hit combo meter, you are going to build it up again. His specials are unblockable, and the most annoying node is going to be Aspect of Death. So as soon as he launches a special, he becomes lethal for 4 seconds. So it means even one hit that you take will kill you off totally. So you need to be careful with that. And together that with all the power gain he has from his own ability, Boon of the Gods, so this can become a really tricky fight if you're not careful or if you're not able to evade his specials. Now luckily Thor Ragnarok specials are very easily evadable, his SP1 and SP2, and he's very trigger happy as well. So you can bring in any champion that has power control and control the power, or you can bring in champions that can block unblockable specials. So I'm talking about your Mr. Sinister, you're talking about your Voodoo as well. So these can work, or power control champions like Magic, Doom, or even you can bring in Dr. Voodoo as well. And another thing, for his power gain, Boon of the Gods, make sure that you have a special attack ready when he hits the 20 hits taken, because as soon as he starts Boon of the Gods, you can use the special attack and you can stop it as well. And once you have that down, it's a pretty easy and straightforward fight, guys. You can also drop him off with Magneto because he's a metal champion. One SP3 should do the trick. I have just brought in Colossus and I am building up my armor charges, and I will use my SP2 to kill him off. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you find the tips and tricks helpful. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel and turn on those bell notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. I will be doing all 6.4 videos and catching up all the story content finally, and then we will jump on to the variants and start those as well. So stay tuned, guys, and make sure to check out the playlist on my channel with all the content that is available for you guys. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.